know who's in charge of hiring and know who's in charge of putting the show on the air, because those are the people who will ultimately give you a shot.
One thing you really need to focus on is search optimization for your resume. So if there are certain skills you have, I would try to make sure those keywords are in there, because they're doing keyword searches.
That if I were you and I'm out there, walk in with that attitude. I'm assuming that you all are educated. That's good enough. But don't be deterred by, oh, I'm not Ivy League, or I'm not. Walk in there and say, I have 12 different ideas for this operation, even though I'm not even employed by you yet.
I want someone who's coming to me and like maybe asking a more nuanced question about specifically how we do it that's different from EA, or something that shows an awareness of kind of where ideally where my company fits in the ecosystem, and like what the different kind of sub-industries within the broader game industry are.
And then in terms of the cover letter, I just think that's where you use the opportunity to really show the other person what you can do for them. You know, just get in there really quickly with a soundbite, a really nice soundbite about who you are, make it sound real, let me get a sense of you as a person, just like that.
Really make sure your resume has some of those keywords that maybe match the job description you're looking at.
I really appreciate it when people walk in knowing something about what we do. It's a huge turnoff when people kind of don't know who our artists are. It's not that hard in the internet world to do 10 minutes of homework, and it's 10 minutes that's the best 10 minutes you'll ever spend if you want to get somebody's attention to the company.
Typically, if you want to follow up like a month later, do not call.
Was try to see the jobs that I could actually have a shot at. And I made myself understand who was responsible for hiring in those jobs and who the major players were.
And then quickly talk about your familiarity with that operation, what you've admired about it.
Send an email, be like, hey, just reminding you that I sent this a month ago. Cool, out. Don't ask questions, don't do the feedback thing, like, because that way it's like, reminder, got it.
A lot of people are so arrogant, they don't even write resumes. And a good resume, as old-fashioned as it is, with a sample of whatever your specialty is essential. Because the first thing I look for is education. The first thing I look for is if they change jobs every 6 months because they're impatient, or if they stayed someplace 2 years and moved up from this city to this city, which shows that they showed growth.
And being prepared. I remember knowing that someone who I wanted to work for was going to be at a certain game, so I made sure that my highlight reel was up to speed, that it was perfect, that I had 17 copies on me. Because when I finally got the chance to meet him and I said, I'm Maggie Gray, I want to work for you, he said, all right, send me a reel on Monday, and I handed one to him. And I got that job.
Walk in and look at that news director in the eye. Don't wait for him to ask you the questions. Look at them in the eye and say, I know this town, and I will come in early. I will stay late. I will not ask you in the first year what my salary is. I will not bitch and moan about it. I'm your girl. You know, I'm the one who's going to be there at 2 a.m. on a sub-zero February night, who's going to show up at the crack house waiting for the body to come out. Are you sure you still want to be in television?